Fenech from Tech Guide here, and today we're looking at the iPhone 13 and the iPhone 13 Pro. It's been 11 months since Apple launched the iPhone 12, its first 5G device, and here we are back in the September launch window for the iPhone 13 range. We're going to take a look in depth at all the features in this review, but first let's check out an unboxing and a comparison to the iPhone 12. Okay, here we have iPhone 13 mini, iPhone 13, iPhone 13 Pro, and the iPhone 13 Pro Max. So these are some of the newer colors as well. This is Sierra Blue for the iPhone 13 Pro Max, silver for the 13 Pro, and this is Midnight for the 13. And Starlight for the 13 mini. So we're going to unbox all of them. Let's start off with just the 13 and 13 mini. And this is the new color. This is Starlight, this color here. And there's no plastic on the phones anymore, just the front sticker, and in the that's the phone there. Geez, that is a nice color. The Starlight's a great looking color. And there's, of course, in the box you've got your Lightning to USB-C and a sticker and the manual all in there. So that's the iPhone 13 mini. That's the 5.4 inch. That's pretty small. You can see in my hands how small that is. Let's now take a look at the 13. Now this is the midnight color. Midnight. So it's a blackish, bluish, all kinds of colors there. But it is one of the new colors, just like Starlight, and here's Midnight. And we're gonna unbox him. Okay, this is the 6.1 inch display. Oh wow, look at that. Really deep color. It is kind of not quite black, really dark blue. It's no wonder it's called Midnight. It's a mixture. And again, it's got this sticker on the front. Same cable inside, but look at that color. So there we've got the 13 mini and the iPhone 13. So 5.4 inches, 6.1 inches. Now let's move to the Pro lineup. The Pro boxes are black, as you might notice. The black boxes are the Pro, and on the side is actually the color of the phone. You might have noticed that with the 13s as well. So this is the 13 Pro, 13 Pro Max. Let's start off with the 13 Pro. Now this is silver, a color we've seen before, so this isn't a new color. Let's unseal the box here and take a look inside. Whoa, there it is. Nice color. Triple camera system. Just at first glance, I'm noticing the bump is a little bigger than normal. A little bit fatter, the bump there. There it is, and you can see the aluminium finish on the outside. So this is silver. That's the iPhone 13 Pro. Now let's take a look at his big brother, the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Now this is the color I'm most excited about. This is Sierra Blue. Last year, remember they had the I think it was Pacific Blue for the Pros, but this is new Sierra Blue. And let's just open it up and see what it looks like in the flesh. It's okay to see it on the front, but let's see it for real. Whoa. That is really subtle. That is a really nice tinge of blue. And again, the big camera bump. This is the Max, so this is the 6.7 inch display, 6.1 for the 13 Pro. And we'll even fire that up. But the color is stunning. That is a really nice color. Sierra Blue. That is really nice. And then you've got, of course, the silver. So they are the Pro range, so 13 Pro Max, 13 Pro. And I'll bring in again the 13 Mini and the 13 Starlight and Midnight. And this makes up the iPhone 13 range. Let's get rid of all of that so you can see pretty clearly. The Pro, 13 Pro Max, 13 Pro, the 13, so 6.1 inch for both of these, don't forget, so they're the same screen size. And then on the outside, you've got your iPhone 13 mini, 5.4 inches, iPhone 13 Pro Max, 6.7 inch display. And that is the latest lineup. Now, the next thing I'd like to do is to compare them to the iPhone 12. So I'm bringing in the iPhone 12 mini from last year. So that's the iPhone 12 and the 13 mini. And this is the iPhone 13 and now compared to the iPhone 12. So let's start off. Basically, the biggest difference is just the camera arrangement. So you can see with the 13, they're arranged at a 45-degree angle, whereas the 12 had the lenses one on top of the other. Now, in terms of the camera bump, I think you'll probably see slightly bigger with the 13. That's the main difference. With the minis, again, pretty much the same design and size, but again, the camera bumps are the difference. So you'll see, again, 45-degree angle for the 13 and one on top of the other for the 12. Okay, let's compare now the iPhone 13 Pro with the iPhone 12 Pro. Again, I think the camera bump is slightly larger on the 13. You can see there, it just takes a bit more space. I think it's a bit closer to the corner as well, but it is slightly bigger. Now, the other change you'll notice too is the notch. So take a look. This is the 13 on the left and the 12 on the right. You'll notice that notch is 20% smaller on the 13. The iPhone 13 and the iPhone 13 Pro are powered by Apple's very own A15 Bionic processor. Now, of course, it makes the phone run really smoothly and fast, but it also does other things. It provides the support for the new features for the camera, for example, helps with things like tone mapping, HDR, but also, more importantly, it does create this incredible power efficiency. Now that's due in part not only to the processor, but also the new OLED displays on the Pro models as well. They do have a power efficiency of their own, and combined, all the iPhone 13s now have an improved battery life, and it's a result of that efficiency and power of that A15 Bionic processor. It's fair to say that most of the improvements for the iPhone 13 and the iPhone 13 Pro are under the hood, but they both do have improved camera systems and provide new ways to shoot both photos and videos. We're going to take a look at some of the new modes right now, starting with cinematic mode. Cinematic mode is an incredible new way of shooting video. The best way I can describe it is it's like portrait mode, but for video. So it does allow you to switch focus in the middle of a shot. In cinematography circles, they call that rack focus. And it is a tool used by filmmakers to divert your attention to different parts of the frame. Now, you can do that with your videos with the iPhone 13. And this works both on the iPhone 13 and the iPhone 13 Pro. So you can, during your shoot, you can switch focus between a couple of subjects on screen. But the great thing about it too is you can actually do it after the fact as well. If you change your mind and want to switch focus, you can actually do that in the editing. So it really does allow you to adjust things like depth of field effects, the level of bokeh, and where the focus is actually applied during the recording. Now, this feature is, of course, powered by the A15 Bionic processor. As you can see, cinematic mode also works through the front-facing camera. So it does sort of create that portrait-like effect for your videos as well, even if you're the only person in the shot. Another new feature in the camera is Photographic Styles. Now, pictures, they're very subjective, and you might have a particular style, a particular look that you're after. And for the first time, Apple has included these choices in the camera. So when you are trying to choose well, Apple don't actually call them filters, but they are different looks to the camera, to your photos, to the tone. And even within each of those, you can adjust the tone and the warmth. So you can switch between you might choose a warm tone, you might prefer a cool tone. It really depends on your shooting style and the look that you want to achieve. But whatever you choose in Photographic Styles will stay as your default style until you go in and change it. So you can sweep through and change as you go, but the last one that you land on is what is going to be your default until the next time. One feature you'll find only on the Pro model of the camera is macro photography. That allows you to get really close to your subject, up to 2 centimeters. So if you bring the camera really close to your subject, you'll find that it uses the ultra wide camera to then still keep your subject in focus. I'm pretty close there to taking this image, and it still managed to keep it in focus. It also works not only for photographs, but it also works in video as well. Another new camera feature for the iPhone 13 Pro models is ProRes Video. Now, this introduces the format that's widely used by video editors. It's a kind of the default video codec that's used in the industry. So with the iPhone, it does allow you to capture ProRes video thanks to that processor. It's enabled by hardware acceleration in the chip, and also includes those advanced video encoders and decoders to really bring those videos to life. Another new feature that can only be found in the iPhone 13 Pro and the 13 Pro Max is ProMotion. Now, this is an adaptive refresh rate that we've seen already with the iPad Pro. Now, it will come into play when you're doing various things like watching videos and playing games, and it is smart enough to recognize what you're doing. So if you're playing a game or watching a video, for example, it will push the refresh rate up to 120 hertz. But if you're doing things like looking at a static video or a website, it knows, and it can drop that refresh rate down to 10 hertz. So it's not like it's going to be on at the highest level all the time and waste the battery. The system is smart enough to see what you're doing and determine what is the best result for you. Now, it's very hard to demonstrate ProMotion. I have here the iPhone 13 Pro, and this is the iPhone 13. So this has the ProMotion, and the 13 does not. When you're scrolling, I think it's very hard to show you this too, because the video you're watching this on now has its own refresh rate, so it's going to interpret that as well. It is really something you have to look at with your own eye, but generally what you see is a smoother flow. So if you're looking at a long list of photos, or looking at you're scrolling through apps, you do see a little bit more of a smoother result with ProMotion. So if you are scrolling between pages, you can see the difference, the subtle difference with your own eyes. But again, very hard to show you that in this video, because what you're watching this video on has its own refresh rate, and it's adjusting it on the fly. As I said, it's really something you need to appreciate with your own eye, and anyone who's got the 13 Pro and the 13 Pro Max will be able to do that. Now, it is refreshing to see that Apple has finally caught up with the rest of the market here. Samsung and other brands have had 120 hertz refresh rates on their smartphones for some time, and now finally the 13 Pro and the 13 Pro Max has caught up, so you can enjoy those higher refresh rates. Another improvement we've noticed during our review is the battery performance. Both the iPhone 13 and the iPhone 13 Pro do have larger batteries, Each of the devices is slightly thicker than the iPhone 12 to allow for a battery with a larger capacity. But we have seen an enhanced performance during our usage anyway. These have been put through their paces as our daily drivers. They are being used for our everyday use, our email, social media, photos, videos, and we have noticed a few hours of extra usage. It's the first time Apple has actually made note of battery improvement. I can't recall in the last few years where Apple has actually made a point of stating that the battery performance has improved. The biggest improvement, of course, will come with the largest device, the iPhone 13 Pro Max, which Apple says offers more than 2.5 hours of extra battery life. A question I've been asked quite often is, which is the right iPhone for me, the iPhone 13 or the iPhone 13 Pro? Well, really, that's a question only you can answer. How are you going to use this device? For me, I think the iPhone 13 is quite a capable smartphone. That dual camera system is excellent. It's got a great design, 6.1-inch display, or if you prefer the mini, 5.4 inches. I think the Pro really does offer those added features if you really are into your photography, your videography. You want just to do a little bit more with your camera. You want to have a slightly larger screen. You do have 6.1 in the Pro, and also the 6.7 with the iPhone 13 Pro Max. So for larger display, slightly better design, a little bit more of a premium look, and a slightly better camera. If that's what you're after, then of course the iPhone 13 Pro is the model for you. But having said that, I still think the iPhone 13 is probably going to be the more popular of the two devices that does deliver on all the features that people are looking for. So that's it. That's our iPhone 13 and iPhone 13 Pro review. They are already on sale if you do want to jump in the market. Several colours available. You saw at the start of the video the new colours, Midnight, Starlight and Sierra Blue in the Pro family as well. If you want to read our complete review, you can check it out at techguide.com.au. Thanks for watching.